Still got like 3 more gifts to get. So I'll have it finished by this weekend. Good to go.
Today's a special day.
Why?
I'm gonna wait.
Oh.
You'll find out at the end of our little intro segment.
Okay.
When I say, you know what we say.
Oh, so
I
you
know what I'm gonna say.
You know what you're gonna say today.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know what I'm gonna say, which that's a surprise and it's known, right?
It is.
And
we
it's a fun little reveal
had to go
for the
live
people.
for this.
It's a fun little reveal.
What's the reveal?
You're gonna find out.
I can't wait for this reveal.
You wanna know what my song of the day was?
Sure.
Say a Little Prayer, the Aretha version.
Oh, okay.
And I was saying a little prayer as I drove in here.
Oh.
Yeah, we'd go on air. We had some technical difficulties, but you wanna know what? We won't be denied. We won't be denied from talking about a 51-point Grizzlies win.
51 points.
50 fun. I accidentally said that on the, I was like, Grizzlies won by 50 fun. 51, 50 fun. What's the difference?
I typically, like, I don't watch blowouts. I got other things to do in my life. But I was like, surely it's not going to be this the entire game. At some point, somebody on Golden State is going to get hot. Surely they are going to go on a run to make this respectable. I just want to see what that run looks like. And they never went on a run.
The run never came.
Basketball is supposed to be a game of runs, and Golden State was just like, nah, we're good.
Only thing running is the Grizzlies and Rudolph.
Oh yeah, run, Rudolph. Yeah. What's the rest of it?
It's a great song.
It is.
The lyrics just mean something to me.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Do you know what you're getting for Christmas?
I'm getting nothing.
Really?
Yeah, we went halvesies on a king bed.
Has it come?
No, we haven't even ordered it yet because we want it to be on next year's credit card. We want the points to go to next year's Delta miles because we can't chase the next round of status on Delta is too many thousands of dollars away. And so we might as well wait and do it on January 1st.
That's planning. That's some grown-up shit.
That is being a grown-up. What's up, everybody? It is Friday, December 20th. It is going to be a good day, a great day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass coming up on today's show. What a night at FedEx Forum where the Grizzlies beat the Warriors by 51 points. The highlights, the reaction, the pettiness. Lang Whitaker will join us about 20 minutes in to continue the fun. We'll hit our RAGGOWs, our games of the weekend in the football world. College football playoff starts tonight. Some big NFL matchups as well. We might have a special guest. We put it on the graphic, so we're going to speak it into existence. Mackenly Randolph, daughter of Zach Randolph. Zebo and Mackenly were at the Grizzlies game last night. Mackenly's Louisville Cardinals are taking on the Memphis Tigers on Saturday right here at FedEx Forum. So we're hoping to catch up with her in our last segment. It is a Friday. This is going to be a fun one. You know what we say?
What?
Happy birthday to the #1 Grizzlies fan, Chris Luther. All Chris Luther got for his birthday was the Grizzlies beating the Golden State Warriors 144-93. You can turn the show off now, Chrissy. Mwah. Love you. Chrissy.
Get the squad together for this year's Junior Grizzlies 3-on-3 tournament. Presented by 2K at the Built Ford Tough practice facility inside FedEx Forum. On Saturday, January 4th, teams will compete in 3 games before advancing to single elimination play. Overall winners from the 10 and under, 12 and under, and 14 and under divisions will win Grizzlies tickets, including exclusive access to the pregame team shoot-around before the Grizz take on the Pelicans January 24th. Sign up today at hoopitup.com/Grizzlies.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Imagine being able to do this when you're not even trying. Imagine saying, I'm not even trying to sing, but then you sing like Whitney Houston. Isn't that crazy? That's what John Morant does. He's not even trying to sing, but he sings like Whitney Houston or Luther Vandross or whoever it is you prefer. He's not even trying to dunk, and he's dunking like that.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Oh, hello on this beautiful, stunning, crystal clear blue sky in Memphis, Tennessee, Friday, the last Friday before Christmas. Last night was an all-timer at FedEx Forum, and CJ, I came to a realization as I knew we were going to be doing winning highlights by about halftime. Certainly by the third quarter. We had a hammer-nail coffin third quarter, it felt like. But I realized if I wanted to do Christmas-themed highlights, they got to be today. Because it's the last time we have a show the morning after a game before Christmas. So let's get right on to it. You know what they say. The best way to spread holiday cheer is Grizzlies beating the Warriors by 51 for all to hear. Desmond Bane hits a three to start the scoring for the Grizzlies. First of 27 threes for the Grizz. They say it's Steph Curry who will shoot your eye out, but Zach Edey blocks his step back, and then Curry never hit from the field all night. Only thing soft about the Grizzlies is those fresh Christmas cookies. Up 10 early. Ja would never steal from Santa, because that ain't right. But Dennis Schroeder is fair game, and in the true spirit of Christmas, sitting on your butt. Find Santi, who finds BC for the dunk. Grizz led 39-15 after the first. Jaren Jackson Jr. reminds Kyle Anderson he's 2 sizes too small. 6 minutes left in the first half, and the Warriors had 28 points. It was only appropriate that Santi Claus came to town. Santi Aldama hit 5 threes, had his 8th double-double of the season, and then he said, Feliz Navidunk! Grizzlies, up 30. Most wonderful time of the year is when John Morant swats Draymond Green. And then the most wonderful time of the year is when Zach Edey doesn't back down to Draymond. You, sir, are an angry elf. Draymond, 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, a minus 42. Grizzlies pushing 40 in the third. Ja-la-la-la-la. La-la-la-la. It's one of my favorite Christmas songs. That and Whoop That Trick. If you're worried and you cannot sleep, count Grizzlies reverse dunks instead of sheep. Jalen Wells is going to be the one to throw it down. Last night, points to the reverse dunk king, Jay Huff, and the Grizz go on to win 144-93. You heard that right! 144-93, a real life basketball score for the Memphis Grizzlies last night. Their biggest win over the Warriors in franchise history, biggest win in the NBA this season. God, where were you, CJ, when the Grizzlies beat the Warriors by 51 points?
Sitting on my couch like, how is this happening right now? Why is this the thing that's going on?
Why not?
This isn't supposed to be. That is a proud Warriors team. There are champions on that team. There are Hall of Famers on that team. Steph, Dre, Kerr. You throw in Kyle Anderson, right? That's a vet. Wiggins is a champion. Kuminga is a champion. This isn't the Wizards. This isn't the hapless Wizards running around out there. That's the Golden State bleeping Warriors. They hate you. They want to beat you. They want to stomp you out. They're talking about how soft you are. They've said things about how emotional you get and how you break the code, and they poke fun at you all the time.
They call you soft.
They call you soft. Draymond Green has a commercial where he's talking about the Grizzlies in the woods, right, as he's chasing the ball around. Like, very clearly, they know who you are. They don't like you. You're not supposed to beat them by 51. That is insane. Again, I don't watch blowouts. I got other things to do with my life. And it was clear that the Warriors, whatever it is in sports, they just didn't have it. But it was like, okay, they're going to make a run, and I have to see this run that they make. Steph Curry is not going to be scoreless. At halftime, Jessica, you know this because you were there and you're a professional.
It sure was.
They had two dudes with more than 5 points, and one of those dudes had 5 exactly, right? Like, it's 5 points for, I think, Buddy Hield, and then maybe Wiggins had 12 or something
Wiggins
like that.
had 12.
Like that, and that was it. How is this happening? How? It was exhilarating to watch.
I know. I was very much Kevin McAllister, like, throughout the entirety of the game. So many favorite moments. So many. And I will say, what the best thing about last night was that it was the epitome of let your play do the talking. Like, if you let your play do the talking was a game, it was the Grizzlies beating the Warriors by 51. Because there wasn't a lot of chirping throughout. There was chirping on the Warriors side. I thought Draymond Green was going to get tossed after the little push and shove moment with Zach Edey.
Being emotional. That's why you can't.
They say women can't be president because we're emotional, but I'd like to throw Draymond Green into the mix.
Well, he's not going to run for president.
Not going to be president.
He's too dark-skinned to be president. We won't let that happen. Speaking of like Taylor Jenkins being too emotional, what in the hell is Draymond Green? And that's why I don't pay.
Steve Kerr was emotional.
That's why I don't pay what Draymond says on his podcast any attention. It's entertaining. It's not newsworthy. It's just somebody spouting off.
It was nice to hear from the Grizzlies after the game. There are no quotes. You will find no Petty Eddie quotes this morning. Nothing spicy. There's not going to be anything aggregated that gets people up in arms and in the comments section hating on the Grizzlies again. Because as Desmond Bain said after the game, like, it's one game in a long season. It's one game in a long season. And Jaren spoke on it maybe in the past. I did like Jaw saying that it was fun on the court, but it was maybe even more fun off the court after he got hurt. He didn't go back in, and that is something to monitor. He took a gnarly fall, and who knows if it hadn't been the kind of blowout that it was, like, would he have been able to come back in the game? We don't know. We'll see what his status is for Saturday against the Atlanta Hawks. But that was maturity right there, was that team not getting baited into the ways of old. Now they can take the mature approach, and the rest of us can take the full-on petty approach.
Yeah, that's because that's what we do.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. We can do that.
It's what I live for.
You guys can't. You guys got to focus on what's
but
next.
You have a damn Christmas hat on your head.
Check this out. I'm not going to practice, and I don't got to suit up to play in the next game, so I can say whatever I want to say about the Golden State Warriors.
My favorite part. Well, I have so many favorite parts. When the score was 102-50, that was art. Like, I know the final score is great, 144-93. I really wanted the Grizzlies to hold them under 90 selfishly. You start like bargaining in your head of just how much of a beatdown you want this to be. And I knew it most likely was not going to get to the 73-point win, which is the largest of all time for the Grizzlies. I was in the building. I have that box score on my desk with a nice little star on it when the Grizzlies beat the Thunder by 73 points. But that wasn't the Thunder of right now. That was the Thunder of the Depression era, the Great Depression. The more picks than God knows what to do with.
Again, you beat teams rebuilding by that much.
This is the Warriors. So I didn't think they'd get to 73. I didn't think, we started keeping track on Radio Row. Eric Hasseltine was asking, okay, what's the most the Grizzlies have ever beaten the Warriors by? And people went back to that playoff game where the Grizzlies led by as many as 55, but they won by 39. And then in the regular season, they had beaten the Warriors by 29. And you're like, okay, well, they got to beat them by at least 39, so it's the biggest win against the Warriors of all time. Then I wanted them to have the most points of the season, which had previously been 142 against the Bulls. So they get to 144. If they had held the Warriors under 90, it would have been the lowest opponent output of the season. The Nuggets scored 90 in that Grizzlies win over Denver. So I'm just like, but like, what a gift to be having these conversations like, man, this team is up 50 plus, and I hope they just drive the knife in a little bit more. But the 102-50 score was when people started really paying attention on the internet. I think we were only maybe like 4:45 left in the third quarter, and the Grizzlies hit the 100 mark, and the Warriors only had 50 points. Like, that was a testament to what last night was all about. They played a nearly perfect first quarter where the defensive intensity from the jump, I think they had 6 steals and 4 blocks in that first quarter, and they were everywhere. They were making the Warriors miserable. The miserable Warriors and their miserable fans, and I use miserable not like those miserable people. No, they were miserable. They were sad. They were so down bad. Chris Luther texted me in the middle of the second quarter and said, "Good thing I'm a Grizzlies fan now." Do you know how bad of a season? And the Warriors have been bad this season. They've now lost, had won 2 of their last 8. So now they've only won 2 of their last 9. You know me with math. I've had to watch some of those games with the Grizzlies. I was well aware of their problems. That's why they traded for Dennis Schroeder, trying to help the difference between when Steph is on the court, Steph is off the court. But last night it didn't matter because Jalen Wells had Steph Curry in a torture chamber. Rookie. The Grizzlies started 2 rookies in a game that they beat the Warriors by 51 points. Jalen Wells.
Yeah,
Much love.
If he can guard one of those players on the perimeter,
it's the best kind of matchup for him right now.
Right now. Hopefully Vince gets back sooner rather than later, so there's somebody who out there who can defend some size, and that's the other part of this. Like, the Grizzlies the important people are healthy, but the role people, the best of the role people, that's still not back yet, and they're able to go out there and do that to that Golden State Warriors team. Also, first quarter was, you said, damn near perfect. If I had to grade that game for the Grizzlies, B minus.
Yeah.
Right. Like they could have done some things a whole lot better also, and they still beat that. Now let's be clear: the Warriors get an F. That was an F game for Golden
grade.
State. I don't think they can play any worse than they played that particular night. But it's not like the Grizzlies played an A+ game. There's still more in that Grizzlies tank, and they beat that team by 50.
They hit 27 threes. A Memphis Grizzlies team hit 27 threes. Most in franchise history, 5th most in NBA history. They out-rebounded the Warriors 60-36. They had 15 offensive rebounds, 20 second chance points. They had 31 points off 18 Warriors turnovers. They had every player who played last night scored 5 or more points. 10 players scored 8 or more points. And when you say it wasn't even the best they could have played, Santi Aldama led the Grizzlies with 21 points. And that's no knock to Santi Aldama, who has been spectacular. 8th double-double of the season. The consistency is everything.
Hey.
6th man of the year, Santi Aldama?
Listen, I don't want to. I very rarely start trains.
No, start the train.
I very rarely start trains.
Choo choo.
But I think I'm hopping on this one early, y'all. Santi, 6th man of the year.
Eric said it on the radio last night. Mm-hmm. Then Bennett and Rosa were saying it on the radio
I didn't
last
start
night.
I'm just hopping on early.
You're first class.
Usually I'm in the
We're
caboose.
riding first class. Up in the sky. Only we're on the ground because it's a train.
Living the life in the fast lane. I won't change by the fabulous. Oh, wait, is it glamorous?
The flossy.
Okay, all right.
G-L-A-M. The Grizzlies beat the Warriors by 51 points. Santi, 21 points. Who was the second leading scorer for the Grizzlies, you may ask?
I didn't, but I am now. Who
Jake
was it?
LaRavia. Steph Curry and Draymond Green combined for 2 points. And Santi Aldama and Jake LaRavia combined for 40 to lead the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies bench had 82 points last night. Going into it. These are the 2 best benches in the league. Well, there's a big distance between number 1 and number 2. The Grizzlies bench outscored them 82-65. 82-65. Your starters. We really got to talk about these minutes distributions for the Grizzlies. Ja Morant only played 17 minutes last night.
I mean, up 50.
Oh my God.
Up 50.
What are we doing here? Jaren, 17 points in 20 minutes. Zach Edey. We have not even talked enough about Zach Edey.
Favorite moment from the game is Zach Edey baiting Draymond Green. Right? Like that when you see it, first off, Ja blocking Draymond, I have to be kind of quiet because the missus is asleep. But I'm up off the couch when Ja blocks Draymond. It's like, don't yell too loud, but oh my gosh.
Because it wasn't a block. I mean, technically it was a block. It was a slap.
He wound up. You saw Ja see the opportunity to block. Ja was like, wait, am I going for the steal? No, I'm just going to wait. And then I'm going to wind up and I'm going to pin that junk off the backboard. So that happened. And then on the way back down the court, what starts it all, Zach Edey absolutely started it. What started it was running down the court for no reason whatsoever. None at all. Zach Edey starts hitting him in the chest with his forearm at half court. Like he's jockeying for position.
But Draymond still wanted a foul called on Ja.
At half court. At half court, Zach Edey has his forearm in Draymond's chest at half court. It's like there's no damn reason to do that other than you just want to mess with this dude. Like give him a little payback, and then that's what starts it. Did he want a foul? I didn't see him want the foul.
He wanted a foul. He was grabbing on Edey's jersey.
That was after the forearm in the chest.
Yes. Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
Edey was right in there.
Edey started it. And it's like, if you're up like that, you can do what you want.
But he didn't lose his cool.
No.
It is so
Draymond
difficult.
lost his cool.
Yes. Evergreen tweet. Come on, man. We got to whoop that trick in the regular season. In December, we don't do that.
That's a sacred song. We don't play Whoop That Trick for just anybody in just any month. That is a playoff
anthem. Is it now
anthem.
a Christmas song? I think it's now a Christmas song.
I mean, listen.
Once it's been played in December, given the good tidings involved.
Yeah.
Glorilla needs to make a Christmas mashup with Whoop That Trick.
And what Christmas song?
Oh Holy Night, the night the Grizzlies beat the Warriors by 51 points. All right, we got to take a quick break. Lang Whitaker. Oh, just a reminder. It's NBA All-Star voting.
Let's
Seems like a great day to stamp Jaren Jackson Jr., Santi Aldama, and Zach Edey. Can we get this going?
Do we have to have positions?
I think we have to do 3 forwards and 2 guards.
Okay. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I know. Because I want Jalen Wells to be on it too. But we're going to do John Dez.
I mean, why not? Oh, we're going to go with Bane. That's cool.
Yeah, he had a great game last night.
He did.
And they started feeding him early.
Yeah. Intentional.
I think he had the first 5 points of the game. He at least hit that first 3. But making sure that he was getting his shots. That looks beautiful. And then on the East, did we put Talon Horton Tucker?
Yes, we did.
Hell yeah.
Yes, we did.
It's a shame we still can't put Thanasis.
Oh, why can't we put Thanasis? Is he out of the league?
He tore his Achilles.
That's fine.
I think he's still on the team.
Kobe got to be a starter, and he tore his Achilles. Did nothing for a year and a half. Find Thanasis. I want Thanasis up in there, Jacob. We got to get Thanasis in there.
All right, we'll get it taken care of. We will stamp the Grizzlies for All-Star.
Is he in there?
Is he?
No.
No, that's too bad.
Well,
we could put Jonas for an old friend's sake.
We go Kyle Kuzma. Why not?
Jonas is having a tough year, man. I mean, not tough year. He's collecting a check for a bad team. Okay, Lang Whitaker will join us. We'll ask him his favorite part from the Grizzlies' 51-point beatdown on the Golden State Warriors when we come back.
I can't wait to see what your number one. If that's your number 2.
Number 1 for me.
Come on, man.
I listen to LaBelle's Luther Vandross. I love Luther Vandross's Christmas album.
I gotta go back and listen to that one, man. I'm sure I've heard it.
I listened to the bells and they made me remember. Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning into HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Grizz Nation, it's time to send Ja, Jaren, and Dez to the 2025 All-Star Game.
Oh! What did we just see, partner? Take 3! Take 3! Bane for 3. Bingo! This man Bane heating it up. Blocked by Jaren. Most versatile,
power forward in the game today.
Head to NBA.com/vote, the NBA app, or simply use the QR code on the screen to send your Grizzlies to the All-Star game today.
Grizzlies are just having fun out there tonight. Morant around a screen, bumped by Wagner. No look to Smart, lays it up on the window and in, and it is all Grizz. The Grizzlies have the fans on their feet at FedEx Forum.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering, to those with a history of raising their performance to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Look at that. We got the whole Grizzlies team just infiltrated our studio. Santi Aldama's in the house. Look at everybody. The whole Grizzlies team. Look at Zach Edey's in the house. John Morant's in the house. Say hello. Say hello.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
How about them Tigers? Go.
Beat Tulane in a game that nobody called. Nobody thought was going to happen. They were a 2-touchdown underdog, and they got the win.
Number 25 in the AP right now, number 24 in the coaches poll right now. So this is a Tigers football team that's going to end the regular season ranked in both major polls, possibly ranked in the CFP as well, with 10 wins. That's a damn good season.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. Our chat question of the day. How did you feel watching the Grizzlies beat the Warriors by 51 with 50% of the vote? Exhilarated! Exclamation point. 34% of the vote, sad. Golden State Warriors fans leaving FedEx Forum equals pure joy. 10% voting for that Christmas miracle made me rejoice. And 6%, it's one game. I felt nothing. Wow, so nice to have the Grizzlies team in our chat this morning.
I guess CJ voted.
Of course he did. Of course he did. If you're with us live, go ahead and smash that like button for us. And we welcome Lang Whitaker into today's show.
CJ's dressed like the Wicked Witch of the South from Wicked.
The Wicked Witch of the South?
Yeah. I actually heard Ludachristmas on the radio this morning. Yeah, it was on the Jimmy Fallon Sirius XM holiday station. Have you heard this?
No, you always have the funniest
spectacular.
Sirius XM
But they played Ludachristmas, and then they played my favorite Christmas song, Outkast Players Ball. Which they made a song called Players Ball, and then LaFace put out a Christmas album. They were like, we need another Christmas song. So they put Jingle Bells on their original song and called it a Christmas song.
We're putting Jingle Bells on Whoop That Trick and calling it a Christmas song
should,
and adding 100%. A glow verse to it.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy. It's done. I think it's beyond time
Put
that
Jingle Bells on
happened.
anything, and it becomes Christmas.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned this last week, Victoria Monet released her album and like mashed it up with orchestral versions of Christmas songs. It's been one of my favorite listens of the week. It's a good time. Also a good time watching the Grizzlies beat the Warriors by 51 points. What was your favorite moment from last night's festivities?
Realizing Draymond was checking out with the 0-0-0 stat line.
Kind of minus 42.
That was fantastic. Yeah, that was. And then like just thinking of actually, you know what might have been the most fun was like when we got home after the game last night and just thinking of tweets. Yeah, just firing off some good tweets.
I was up until well after midnight, which for me is bad news, Bears. But normally I would I cut the highlights as the game is going on, and then I write them in the morning. But I was so inspired by what had just transpired. I wanted to write them last night, and then, like you, all I wanted to do was scroll and read people's tweets and reactions to everything, and go back and watch some of the moments from the game. It really was, like, when I think about it, it's probably top 3 memories that I've had, at least from the regular season. Like, postseason's a different animal, but the game last night, the Grizzlies' 73-point win over the Thunder. Yeah. And then the one that weirdly always sneaks in there is the game against the Spurs when Ja put Pirtle on a poster and Steven Adams had the baseball pass and it was a 50-point game.
Yeah, no, I would say those same 3. The first game I went to here it was right before I got hired. They flew me and my wife and son in for the weekend to like try to get us to come take the job here. And the Warriors happened to be here. And it was Fizdale was the coach. And it was the game where Steph Curry got mad and went like this, and his mouthpiece flew out of his hand at the referee, and he got thrown out of the game, and the whole crowd just went crazy, yelling at him and trolling him. I was at that game, and that was pretty fun too. But it's been fun this last couple of years watching this group of guys kind of find their way and figure things out. And last night, man, like I said it on the rewind with you, Jaren got 2 fouls a minute into the game, and you're like, oh, well, that's going to change things.
Less than ideal.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden the Grizzlies just blow them out of the water, and it didn't matter like who was in the game for the Grizzlies. They just kept running guys in and out, and it was the system that was beating the Warriors, and the Warriors had zero answer for it.
And it was helpful that Santi was the one who came in for Jaren, and Santi Aldama was once again
I literally told Roser, we were sitting with Roser, and I was like, it's okay, Santi's coming in when Jaren came out, because Santi's been so good the last few months, and I think he's really made a case for himself as a 6th man of the year.
And having Zach Edey back in the front court mix.
Yep.
And, certain games just mean more throughout an 82-game season. Coaches and players can say whatever they want. But even the team last night acknowledged a different level of energy in practices this week. And they wanted to bounce back from the Lakers loss, too. And they noted that Taylor Jenkins had a passionate pregame speech. And they said, they weren't going to reveal what that was. But if you've seen how animated Taylor Jenkins is on the bench, you can only imagine what it was behind closed doors. But the chess matches that you saw from the jump, Zach Edey being put back into the starting lineup, Kevon Looney in the starting lineup. Draymond Green had come off the bench in the last, I think, 2 games for the Warriors.
Yeah, Kuminga had been starting for them. I mean, they'd lost 8 of 10 coming into this game, and Kuminga starting for them. Kuminga wants to be like that number 2 guy for the Warriors since Klay Thompson had left. I was talking to some people who cover the Warriors, and they said, when Klay left at training camp, it was kind of weird, and everybody was like, how do we deal with this? Then they got off to that hot start, and they were like, oh, wow, okay, maybe this is going to be okay. But
didn't they win 10 of their first 11?
Yeah, but the last couple weeks, they haven't been good, and there's been a lot of kind of internal, like, oh, this is when we need Klay, and we don't have him. What do we do? I think Kuminga really wanted to kind of step up and be like, hey, I can be that number 2 option for this team. And then Steve Kerr benched him last night and took him out of the starting lineup, started Dennis Schroeder, started Looney, thinking, oh, well, this can be a defensive thing we do. But when Looney's on the court, Zach Edey can just stand in the paint. You saw it a lot of times last night. Looney would be out trying to set screens. Jalen Wells was just face guarding Steph Curry the entire game.
Noticed it.
It was basically like a box of one.
Early,
yeah, it was great. They were like, all right, you just guard Steph Curry. We'll deal with everything else. And then it's basically you're playing 4-on-3 because Looney can't do anything offensively. So I thought from a chess match standpoint, it was checkmate from the jump for the Grizzlies.
And the starters set that tone, and then the bench comes in and just propels it forward. With Edey, he can be something offensively. Seeing his touch get better, seeing his IQ get better, I desperately want him to stop putting the ball on the ground. He can just go up with it, but that's something that'll continue to come with time. But I saw a lot of echoes from non-Grizzlies fans last night saying, Rookie of the year. It's so early. It's December 20th. But getting him back for the Grizzlies and that recognition of just how big literally he can be for this team is catching on.
I like the lineup Taylor used. I think it was in the second or third quarter where it was Ja at the point, and then he had Luke Kennard and Jalen Wells in at the same time as like the 2 and the 3, which gives you like an incredible shooting on either wing and great defense from Jalen. He can guard whoever the top guard is on the other team. And then he had Jaren and Edey in at the same time, which gives you incredible size. I mean, three of those guys, including Edey, really can shoot. Edey hit that walk-up 3 last night. and you can spread the floor for Ja. Like that, I think that might be the first time we've seen that lineup. We haven't seen it a lot, but I thought that might be something that's kind of interesting because it gives you like a really high volume offense. Great defense, too. You got Jaren, Edey, and Jalen out there at the same time. Ja's been really good on point of attack defense. I thought he kind of stumbled into that. And Edey, for having missed 2 weeks, coming back against the Lakers the other night, like he looked like he hadn't missed a beat.
No.
He said at practice the other day that, you know, he got injured so rarely in college that he didn't really have to deal with being out and then coming back. And he said with his ankle thing, it was kind of sore and kind of nagging him. And then all of a sudden it was just better one day. You know, it just kind of like turned a corner.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he was fine and he was able to play because, you know, Taylor had said, we'll check him next week and see how he is. Then all of a sudden he was like cleared to go. So Zach said like all of a sudden he felt better. He was able to play. And I thought, you know, that Laker game he looked great. Last night he looked great again.
I liked seeing him fall and get back up too. Like that's just something once someone's coming back from an injury and takes kind of a nasty little spill and then pops back up, the comfortability factor. I mean, the fact that the Grizzlies started 2 rookies and both were wildly affected against this Warriors team speaks volumes for what they have. The jaw fall was scary, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. You don't want someone with back soreness going into a game to take the kind of fall that Ja took. But he was so active after the game. He looked a little
he had
slower.
some ice or something taped on his back. Yeah,
the big piece of ice on his back. But he came over, like Santi on the walk-off interview, and he's fanning him. And I'm like, no, don't stop fanning him. Yeah. Keep him hot. But he was messing around with, you know, the guys after the game, and then went and said hi to Kyle Anderson, who poor Kyle Anderson got the Jaren treatment. That block by Jaren, and then I didn't have time to put it in the highlights, but the move that he made on him on the other side right after, it was just dirty.
And look, Kyle just signed Juan Soto. Like Kyle's a Mets fan, so he's going to be good with that. Ja, after I took my son to the game last night. I try to take him like maybe once or twice a year.
Good game to choose.
I know. It just happened. My wife was out of town, and so I was like, all right, you can come with me. And so when the game ended, we were on the court waiting for everyone to clear off so you and I could do the rewind, and we kind of stand right near where the players come off the court, and he said, can I get high fives? And I was like, just stand out of the way, and if a guy walks near you, stick your hand out. And all the players came by and gave him a high five, and then Ja came by with the back thing, and so and Ja is my son's favorite player by far, and he was standing there with the hand out, and some kids were on the other side, and Ja went over to those kids and gave them all high fives and just walked right by my son, and I was like, oh, that's all right, you know. And I turned around and I hear, hey, I got you, little man, I got you. And Ja turned around and came back and gave my son a high five and then walked back off the court. So I was like, all right, well, he's active, he's moving around, he's in a good mood after the game. I don't know if he'll play Saturday against the Hawks, but hopefully by Monday back here against the Clippers, he's ready.
That's okay. Games at home are where the Grizzlies just do nothing but win. That was their 8th straight home win. That was by far the best environment, which, again, it's the Warriors. Mm-hmm. It's always going to be one of, if not the best environment. That and the Lakers, it's just different. The kids still come out to watch Steph Curry do his pregame warm-ups. You had a nice pregame warm-up moment with Pods.
Yeah, I think I put the hex on him for the game.
No, that hex has been there. That team hates him. Have you followed that?
No.
Oh, they hate him. Like,
Why?
Draymond's been caught like liking tweets about how bad he is. They want him
I saw Steve Kerr talking about him like a week ago, saying like
he called him out in a post game.
Yeah, he was like he can't like force things or whatever. He's got to make the easy pass.
Hate is a big word, but there seems to be some internal animosity when it comes to Brandon
Maybe it's motivation. Mike Wallace and I were doing the warm-up show on the corner of the court, and we're not even on the court. We're out of bounds off the edge of the court. Toward the end of the show, we're sitting there, and all of a sudden I feel someone like maybe 2 feet from my right shoulder, and I was like, I thought it might be a security guard or something. Like the players usually don't get near us because we're not on the court. And then I felt like movement. I was like, what is going on? And I was trying to, Mike and I were talking, we were live on the thing, and I kind of quickly glanced over, and Pajimski was like 2 feet from me shooting over us from out of bounds, like out. And I was like, what is he doing? And he took about 4 shots, like right over us. And it was kind of strange. Some people in the chat were like, you should have raised your hand. You should have contested the shot. And I was like, well, I didn't want to break the code. So I let him get his shots up.
It's very fair. We could have had a third quarter Yuki Kawamura chant last night, but Yuki was too busy
he was putting
up
with
27 with the Memphis Hustle in a game. He had such a nice pass last night.
Going to Mal. Yeah, he had that half court out there.
Yeah,
he had
that was wild.
I was sitting next to John Roser, and he was watching it on his laptop. So was Elizabeth from our social media team. So everybody upstairs, especially in the second half, once it was kind of out of reach here, everybody was turned to that Hustle game and was watching the end of that.
John Roser, Dr. Thunder. We now all have, we already had it, but December 29th, Grizzlies at Thunder. Circle, circle,
I
dot,
need to
dot.
send Roser to the game.
As an op? Was he on our side or the other? I don't know anymore. We don't know at
We
this
don't know
point.
with Dr. Thunder.
It was wild to have a night. We saw a 51-point Grizzlies win. We also saw a fair catch kick in the Thursday night football game. Did
Cameron
you see
Dicker,
that?
yeah. How
Cameron
about
Dicker,
that?
57-yard field goal. We have not seen a fair catch kick made
So how about this?
in 48 years.
It's a weird rule. It's a weird thing you haven't seen.
Of course, it's Jim Harbaugh's favorite rule.
So I talked about this on the Odds Couple. So my son was playing NCAA football, the video game the other day, and he comes downstairs. He's using Georgia, and he likes to just blow out teams. He comes downstairs. He goes, I just won 75-1. And I was like, no, you didn't. And he goes, no, it was 75-1. And I said, it's impossible to score 1 point. And he goes, no, it was 75-1. And I was like, all right, this is a kid. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The next day, I go upstairs, turn on the PlayStation, and the screen is still up.
And it really was.
It's 75-1. And so I Google it. It is possible to score 1 point in a football game. Do you know how this happens?
No.
So you can, on a 2-point extra point attempt, if you fail to get it and the other team picks the ball up, runs it back into the end zone, and you tackle them, it's a safety, and it's a 1-point safety. It's apparently the only way you can do it is getting a safety on a 2-point conversion play. I guess if you tried to take the snap, run backwards 98 yards, and get tackled in the end zone, it would work in that sense also.
Interesting.
But
well, that's the thing with the fair catch kick.
This is the same thing.
Often,
no one knows this rule. No one's heard of
prefer
it.
touchdowns, and usually you're out of field goal range when that happens. And last night it was 57, and so
they said the last one was in the 70s.
Yeah, it was 48 years ago.
Yeah.
It was a tough night for me because I wanted the Broncos to clinch a playoff spot, but I also have been standing for Justin Herbert for a long time. But I also have recently been standing Bo Nix, who I will not say I always believed in Bo, but I did believe in Bo before many people believed, and then it kind of waxed and waned, and it's been good from there. Which college football playoff game are you most excited for this weekend?
Tonight.
You're Georgia Bulldogs.
Well, I'd say
not
either
till next weekend.
Indiana and Notre Dame tonight because Georgia plays the winner of that game, so I'm going to watch that.
No Carson Beck.
No Carson Beck, which is okay. We're good. We got Gunnar Stockton.
You're like, great.
Yeah, it's fine. Actually, it's sort of a relief in a lot of ways. But yeah, I want to see Indiana and Notre Dame tonight and kind of just scout this thing out, see who we got. Since I'm the scout here, I'm going to be watching and taking notes, figuring out who we got. And then the Tennessee-Ohio State game tomorrow night. I got my golf dads who I play golf with are texting right at this moment about it because they're looking at the ticket prices. This is as of 30 minutes ago. You can get into Ohio State Stadium, what they call it, the Horseshoe or something.
The Horseshoe.
$135, $134 to get into the stadium to watch this game. They're talking about driving 22 hours to go to the game.
Wow.
To go up there. I've seen a lot on the internet about Tennessee fans buying out that stadium. I think it might be 50-50.
The latest report was 45%.
Yeah.
That 45% of tickets have come from a Tennessee
Well, the
zip
price
code.
keeps going down.
Yeah.
I looked at the Sugar Bowl where Georgia's going to play the Notre Dame Indiana winner, and the tickets are $400 or $500.
Well, that was one of the things that I was curious about with the home-hosted semifinal games, if there would be fan bases. But I was mostly thinking from the traveling. So Tennessee would have been a perfect example. Would they wait to see if they were going to beat Ohio State and then travel to the Rose Bowl? But if you're a Vols fan, no. You also get an iconic venue to go to. You've never played at Ohio State. Tennessee and Ohio State have never played. Tennessee has never played a game in the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
And, who needs the Rose Bowl when you can go to Columbus?
It costs a lot of money, when you make a playoff run. And if you're a fan, Georgia's had this 5-year run now where we've had multiple postseason games, and if you're a fan, you don't budget for this every single year, and
you hope.
You hope, but then what if you do make it? And I know this Penn State game tomorrow. It's on the college campus. Half the students are gone home for Christmas. I don't know how many people are going to go there just for the game. Darnell did. I don't know how many other people are going to go there just for the game. So I've seen a lot of stuff about tickets being available for these playoff games. And I don't know if maybe going forward it changes. Now people are a little more aware. Maybe, hey, we might be in this. Yeah. But if you're an SMU, you're hey, what do I got to lose? Might as well go see us play. This is the only time maybe.
20 rich SMU fans.
On ESPN right now, tickets as low as $37 for Penn State SMU, $66 for Clemson, Texas, and $90 for Ohio State, Tennessee.
What, how much?
90.
Oh, 90.
Right, it's to your point. That's what it if Georgia had a home game right now and they were playing, I don't know, Wisconsin. How Georgia fans, it would
be sold out.
It would be sold out. But what percentage of that would be Wisconsin fans? How many Georgia fans would say, hey, you know what? We're going to wait and go to the bowl game.
Well, if it was a home game, I don't think that'd be an issue because Atlanta's so close to Athens too, and there's a huge fan base to draw from there. But State College is in the middle of nowhere, like in Pennsylvania.
I feel like Penn State fans are going to come out for that game. I have more confidence in a heavy Penn State turnout at noon their time, 11 our time, a whiteout at the Penn State game versus an apathetic Ohio State fan base who, like, we can call them an apathetic fan base, but things change things change when you start actually playing in a playoff, and I think, fans care more about winning. I would imagine. I can't speak for Ohio State.
I would think that they would show up more for the next game, whatever that next, wherever they go next.
It depends what they do against Tennessee. Yeah, if they blow out Tennessee.
It would be a Rose Bowl against Oregon. It'd be an old Pac-12 Big Ten game.
Even if it's close, they would be out there. This isn't a fan base that doesn't come out to support their team. They always pack the shoe. I think they're just saying to themselves, oh, we got this Tennessee thing in the back. I know Ohio State fans, that's exactly what they're saying. They're a cocky bunch. They're like, oh, we got this Tennessee thing in the back. We'll just see everybody in the Rose Bowl.
Don't you think they're also saying, like, hey, look, we got to play Tennessee. Ryan Day is our coach. We just lost to Michigan. Like, we are not fired up about this.
Yes, that's why I think it's different for Ohio State than for Penn State.
Yeah.
Like, I think you have to do the conditions around the team.
You're more excited about James Franklin than Ryan Day? Like, I don't know about that.
Both have similar issues. If there was one place, not Georgia, you can't answer Georgia, that you would be most excited to go to a college football playoff home stadium hosted game, what stadium would that be?
So who's hosting? Ohio State?
But no, a team that's not in it this year.
Anywhere in the country?
Yeah.
I'd want to go to like Hawaii or somewhere. Just like
environment-wise. R.I.P. Aloha Stadium. Never one
LSU
of the
at night.
LSU at night is my
LSU would be
number
it. Or like
I'd go to Oregon.
Clemson's always pretty good. I've been to a few games at Clemson. Yeah. That would be good.
Where's Washington play? Washington
Seattle.
at night would be fun.
Yeah, I was trying to think of somewhere not cold.
I was going to say Washington as long as it's not raining.
What do you mean not cold? That's the whole point of this. I want to be in the cold.
Seattle got record
That's why I said
this
Hawaii.
week.
Like, I want to go, or Miami. I was thinking, like, let's go somewhere warm.
I would love to imagine what a exciting Coliseum would be like, but I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
I haven't really experienced
Lincoln Riley doesn't know either.
A crazy environment. All right, Lang, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for
Happy holidays.
reliving. Happy holidays. It is the Friday before Christmas.
Grizzlies put a bow on it last night.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Grizzlies win. 144-93, in case you forgot. See you Monday. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, do our RAGGOWs, our games of the weekend in college football and the NFL. And then we might be having a special guest in studio today. Any update on that, CJ?
I'll go check my email when we get
Okay, we're going to check an email and see if we're going to get it during a quick break.
Grizz Nation, it's time to send Ja, Jaron, and Dez to the 2025 All-Star Game.
Oh! What did we just see, partner? Take three! Take three!
Bain for three. Bingo! This man Bain heating it up. Blocked by Jaron. Most versatile power forward in the game today.
Head to NBA.com/vote, the NBA app, or simply use the QR code on the screen to send your Grizzlies to the All-Star Game today.
Hoop on the Grizzlies' home court at Junior Grizzlies Game Day Clinics presented by Ortho South. Clinics are open to kids ages 6 to 14 and last 60 minutes. The next clinic tips off December 23rd, the same day the Grizzlies play the Clippers. All skill levels are welcome, from beginner to competitive athlete. Sign up now before spots sell out at grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies. Registration includes a Junior Grizzlies t-shirt and 2 tickets to the game that day.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Southland Casino Hotel is helping you navigate to Santa. Win your share of up to $340,000 in free play or a 2024 Lincoln Navigator. Here Comes Santa kicks off November 24th. Get one free entry and earn additional entries for weekly Saturday drawings. Don't forget the grand finale drawing on Saturday, December 21st to win up to $5,000 in free play or a 2024 Lincoln Navigator. Win big during Here Comes Santa, only at Southland Casino Hotel.
Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quoting, call 800-522-4700. Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Imagine being able to do this when you're not even trying. Imagine saying, I'm not even trying to sing, but then you sing like Whitney Houston. Isn't that crazy? That's what John Morant does. He's not even trying to sing, but he sings like Whitney Houston or Luther Vandross or whoever it is you prefer. He's not even trying to dunk, and he's dunking like that.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
ESPN put out a list. Top 30 best pro wrestlers under 30 in the world today. Number 1, Dirty Dom. Number 2, MJF.
I think Dom is deserving to be number 1. I think he is probably, like I said, one of the greatest heels in the last 10, 15 years. Like you said, he can't talk on the microphone.
The fans love it because they feel like they're a part of the show.
And that's the best.
Without their booze, he's not the best heel.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back. It is time for our RAGGOWs, our games of the weekend. And obviously, most anticipated game of the weekend. Grizzlies Hawks in Atlanta on Saturday night. Tough timing for Grizzlies Hawks, CJ. 6:30 tip. We have NFL games on Saturday. We have college games on Saturday. Playoff games. First expanded playoff games. First campus-hosted playoff games. And we have a busy Saturday because we also have Memphis, Mississippi State right here at 11:30 a.m. That game's on CBS. I wonder if Gary's on that game. I don't know. Memphis, Mississippi State, 11 a.m. You just had nothing there.
What about, I wonder also if Gary is on that game.
We were having a conversation.
Were we? I didn't know we were conversing about Gary being on the call. Is Gary ever on the call?
Not on the call, but he's on sidelines.
Okay.
But not right now. I don't know. He's in the studio. I don't know. I don't keep track. I'll ask him when I'm on his show.
So what a weird thing to wonder as you toss to me about Gary.
My brain is broken. He's in New York. So probably not.
Memphis, Louisville after that, right?
Yes, that's what I was trying to get to.
All right. Memphis, Louisville.
Memphis,
Those
Louisville
Memphis women go Tennessee, Louisville, back
is
to back.
at 4. So Memphis, Mississippi State, 11. Memphis, Louisville, 4. Grizzlies, Hawks, 6:30. And scattered within that is college football playoff tripleheader and is it 2 NFL games on Saturday, I believe? Texans, Chiefs, and Steelers, Ravens. Both of our NFL regals.
I didn't know you picked those. I would have picked something else.
Oh, it's fine. Those are the best games of the weekend.
When we get to it, I'll tell you the doomsday scenario in the NFL.
Let's start with the college football playoff games, and we've discussed them a little bit. But the 2 that I am most looking forward to surprise nobody, the game of the weekend is Tennessee-Ohio State. That is the game of all of these first-round playoff matchups. It feels to me the most likely to be the most competitive game, the most chaotic game, and the worst-case scenario for Ohio State, best-case scenario for Vols fans who are traveling to Columbus, Ohio, is that they go commit a felony this weekend. That they commit a felony and they plant their flag in the middle of the shoe. And then as we talked about with Teresa yesterday, perhaps they also steal the goalpost, but that feels like you might be getting into some legal dicey waters, and you go find the little river behind the Ohio State Stadium, and you throw the goalposts in the river, and you treat it like home, and you advance, and you go, and you play in a Rose Bowl. I really like Tennessee in this game. What's the line at this morning? Let's see.
It's been 7 all week. I can't imagine that it would change at all.
I think that's high.
Yeah, all of these lines are high. But yeah, I think that one is high also.
7.5.
Oh, was it
up.
7.5?
It was 7 the last time I checked.
It was 7 last, so that line moved up. Okay. All right. Listen, I despise Ohio State with every fiber of my being. I really don't like Tennessee either. Like this is an all-time hate matchup for me. All right, if I'm thinking of college football teams outside of the Big Ten, because I hate everybody in the Big Ten way more than I hate anybody outside of that conference. I hate Notre Dame, so throw Notre Dame in there. Outside of those, like Tennessee is up there for me, team that I enjoy watching fall on their face, but not against Ohio State. I hope they go out there and drag Ohio State. And again, we keep bringing up Nico, and I understand that. Tennessee ends up in a scenario where they need a quarterback to make a throw, to extend a drive, or to make a big play. I think they'll be in trouble. This game cannot, at any point in time, come down to, hey, it's 3rd and 3, 3rd and medium. Nico, go out there and make a play for us, because I'm not sure if he can. Now, if it's 3rd and 3, I think Sampson can. And this brings me to my point about Ohio soft. I think you can gut them up the middle. I absolutely do think you can push them around. If you got a big physical back like Tennessee has, then you can just run the ball at them, over them, through them to get what you need to do. Football is a game of territory taking, and Tennessee is built to take territory in a way that Michigan was also. Lane brought it up on Odds Couple yesterday when we were talking about it. He's like, wait a second, I didn't realize Michigan ran the ball 40-something times against Ohio State. Yeah. And if you're Tennessee, I would hope that's your game plan as well. Just leave. You can take a bit of Ohio State's will away from them. If you're running the ball effectively in the shoe, you can take what bit of a crowd Ohio State might have. You can take them completely out of the game, turn it into Neyland North, and have your way with them if you can run the football. And on the defensive side of the ball for the Vols, it's how healthy is Will Howard for Ohio State, and can he push the ball to those skilled receivers on the outside, because they do have skill on the outside.
Jeremiah Smith deserves better.
No, he doesn't. He went to Ohio State.
Make better choices in life.
Yeah, screw him. So, yeah, I like Tennessee here. Red zone will be an issue. Ohio State has the best, I do believe, red zone defense, statistically speaking, in the nation. And Tennessee has struggled scoring in the red zone, particularly scoring touchdowns, particularly outside of the 5-yard line. Why outside of the 5-yard line? Well, you can just give it to Sampson at the 5. He's going to get in there for you and score for you. So if Tennessee gets to the 18, 19, 17-yard line, something like that, you got to come away with touchdowns. That's what is important to come away with. If the Vols can do that, they'll be in good shape against Ohio State.
My only concern, not my only, but my main concern with Tennessee is Ohio State watching Michigan run it up the middle over and over and over again. They have had 3 weeks to try to fix that. And when you look at Ohio State's total defense, they're the best total defense in the country. Like, they're the number 1 scoring defense in the country. And Tennessee, against good opponents, has not scored at will. They averaged in SEC play 25 points a game. Against SEC opponents with an above 500 record, that goes down to 20 points per game. I'm excited for this game. I can't wait to see how it plays out.
The other one that I am 20-18. Let's go, Vols.
Sounds like a Big Ten game to me.
Let's go.
The other one I'm most excited for is the game tonight, which is the Notre Dame-Indiana game, the first time that these two teams have played since 1991, despite being in the same state. I love Indiana. I love Coach of the Year, Curt Cignetti. I love the Maple Missile, Curtis Rourke, and I think that their battle scars that they acquired against Ohio State will help them go into this game against Notre Dame and have a better outcome. I believe in the Hoosiers, only because I really don't know what to make of either of these teams.
Okay.
Especially Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Especially Notre Dame. So both of them, number 1 and number 2 in point differential. A piece of that is taking care of the opponents on your schedule, but when those opponents on your schedule are not top-notch competition, sometimes it is hard to take sweeping statements against either of them. Notre Dame has a loss to Northern Illinois. Indiana has a loss to Ohio State at Ohio State. And this was a team with a ton of transfers with first-year head coach Curt Cignetti in terms of being at Indiana. And so you learn. Like, they hadn't played a true crazy road environment together as a team. And now they have. And now they go into a playoff game. So can touchdown Jesus save Notre Dame? I'm with you. Notre Dame's on my top 5 shit list of college football teams. So I hate Notre Dame. I'm all in on Indiana. America's team, Indiana.
It can't be America's team if you're in the Big Ten unless you're Michigan. The rest of you guys suck. Yeah.
I would never say USC America's team. Like, I have self-awareness.
No, they're in the Big Ten. They also, unless you're
they
Michigan.
also, I don't think a private university can be America's team,
Well,
especially in these trying times.
We've privatized everything else.
Exactly.
We're in the process of privatizing education. It's fine. They can. If they weren't in the Big Ten, they'd be all right. Listen, I like Notre Dame in this spot. Indiana, towards the end of the season, didn't look like a super dominant team. And when they played decent opponents, Michigan isn't great, but Michigan is, I guess, decent this year. They scored 20 points. They could have very easily lost that game to Michigan. It was 20-15. If Michigan finds a way to score a touchdown instead of kicking all those field goals, that's a different sort of thing for Indiana. I think that in this situation, when you don't really know about either team, I think I know about Notre Dame. Put that Southern Illinois loss, or Northern Illinois, loss to the side, because that's just what Marcus Freeman is going to do. He's going to lose to one of those goofy-ass games to start the season and then be fine going forward. Notre Dame has played, to me, a tougher sort of a schedule than what Indiana has had to play, and they fared pretty well. You know, you couple that with how well that defense is playing right now. It is a home game for them. This is a Notre Dame fan base that, unlike Ohio State, is not apathetic. They want to be here. They're excited about this opportunity. I think Notre Dame comes away with the win here. But still, what a season for Indiana football. To be here with this opportunity at Indiana Bloomington, like that's incredible for them. I think their playoff run, though, is one game and then they get bounced.
What's your other best playoff game?
Is it not Indiana Notre Dame?
Is it Indiana Notre Dame?
I don't know. What is it? Is that SMU? Oh, it's
you
Clemson,
picked
Texas.
Clemson, Texas.
Okay. I don't know.
As Jacob says,
I don't know
you
what
made the list.
I don't be paying attention to what I do. Don't give me credit for this. Clemson, Texas, because I'm not sold on Texas. And if there is a coach in the playoff right now who I think could go on the road and win one game, it's Dabo. He's got the experience. He's got a championship as well at Clemson. And this is a Texas team that at first with Quinn Ewers under center before the injury, like, oh my gosh, you can't stop this offense. And then SEC play pops off and is, oh, they're gettable. This offense isn't this unstoppable juggernaut thing that they were in the out-of-conference play. And out-of-conference is what out-of-conference is, but they took that offense up to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and throttled Michigan. And that was a good defensive front. They had them looking silly. They didn't know which way to go. And then you think about the Vanderbilt game, you think about the Georgia games, Texas A&M, I think you can throw them in there also, where it is, oh, I don't know what it is about this offense, but it's not clicking in the same sort of a way. Clemson is not limping into this. They're not backing into this. They won the ACC, knocked off SMU in the championship game. I think this is a Clemson team that is very, very excited to be the hunter as opposed to the hunted right now. And I'm interested to see how Sark and Texas respond to that. Although, I'll say this, I hadn't seen college football game this season as violent as Texas, Georgia, and that violence was coming from Texas. So if they go out there and they start popping like that,
yeah.
Hey, let's see if Clemson wants to hit.
I don't know if Clemson's that physical.
It's fine. We'll find out.
And we get the Cade Klubnik Quinn Ewers rematch because they once upon a time played in the state championship game in Texas.
Oh.
And Cade Klubnik's from Austin.
Oh.
So a nice little added layer. And could Quinn Ewers get benched if he's not good in the first half of this game? Do they turn to Arch Manning? Talk about a storybook opportunity. I hope it doesn't happen for Quinn Ewers. But if it were to be that the Tua moment of this year is Arch Manning,
but
football royalty of a last name Manning, What were you gonna say?
Why would it be Arch? That offense hadn't looked good with Arch either. Right? Quinn Ewers gets injured.
Yeah, but he has more mobility at this point than Quinn.
Well, that I guess that would be why. You throw him out there and say, hey,
because he can run.
Just make something shake with your legs.
Make it shake. All right, do we have any update on our...
I have no clue.
Okay, we're just going to keep rolling then.
Yeah.
Our NFL games, we picked the same ones. Which one did I put first? Chiefs, Texans? All right.
You made the list.
I said which one did I put first?
Ooh.
Saturday, noon Central Time on NBC. Chiefs a 3.5-point favorite. It appears Patrick Mahomes will be playing as he deals with a mild high ankle sprain, but there is a good chance that he will go. If he's not 100%, are the Texans able to take advantage of that? Or are the Chiefs able to continue working magic? When Patrick Mahomes went down, I said, don't worry, Chiefs fans. Taylor Swift's got you covered. Some way, somehow, he'll be back. We're putting together our year in review for everything that happened in sports this year and looking back at the Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl on a walk-off field goal and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift having their sweet kissy kisses after that game, and now carrying into this season where the Chiefs, all they do is win single-score games. If it's a single-score game, I'm taking the Chiefs every single time. But intriguing to see how the Texans manage, what they look like. C.J. Stroud has certainly dropped off a little this year, but as they try to push into the postseason, a win against the Chiefs obviously would be a big morale booster.
Had I known you were going with that game, I would have went with a different game. But I do believe that's my first game as well. Doomsday scenario for the NFL.
I love doomsdays.
If the Broncos, Colts, Dolphins, and Bengals lose this weekend, the Broncos already lost.
Mm-hmm.
So if the Colts lose to the Titans, that's a long shot. If the Dolphins, who do the Dolphins play, lose to the 49ers on the road, by the way, and if the Bengals lose to the Browns, that means that with 2 weeks left, the playoff scenario in the AFC is set. We know who's going to be in and who's going to be out. Take it a step further. If the Ravens lose to the Steelers, that's your next game and that's my next game. If the Texans lose to the Chiefs, and if the Bills lose, who the Bills play? The Bills play the Patriots, another long shot. If those happen, then the 1 seed will be determined and all 4 division champs will be determined also. So we could be looking here at a situation where over in the AFC, everything is decided and we still have 2 more weeks left to play.
It's
Chiefs
a fantasy football nightmare too.
Oh my gosh, because the championship game is next week.
Sitting players.
Yep. This game matters. Chiefs win. They get some help. They get the 1 overall seed. So that's why I made my list.
Well, I'm most excited for the second game on both of our lists, which is the Steelers-Ravens game, because I don't know if you've heard, Lamar Jackson is 1-4 against the Steelers in his career. He's 66-20 against all other teams, 1-4 against the Steelers. His passer rating against Pittsburgh is 66.2. That is nearly 38 points lower than his average against all other teams. Mike Tomlin has a hex on Lamar Jackson. And for the Steelers, who play very well in the face of adversity, and they have even more adversity coming up this weekend because they already ruled out George Pickens, who's one of, if not their top receiving threat this season. They did get good news when it comes to TJ Watt. He is expected to be available, which is huge for that Steelers defense. And not great for Lamar Jackson as he tries to figure out a way to do what he does not usually do against Pittsburgh, and that is to win.
Yeah. Steelers win this, they win the division, right?
Yes.
So that's why I made my game of the week. And
they have beaten the Ravens 8 of the last 9 times.
Hey, listen, you guys crack all the jokes you want to about Mike Tomlin and never having a losing season, but always coming up short in the playoffs or only having one Super Bowl win or something like that, whatever it is. Mike Tomlin is a damn good coach. It's 31 teams in the NFL who would love to have Mike Tomlin or a coach like Mike Tomlin at the head of their team, right? And you don't get to be around as long as Mike Tomlin's been around. You don't get to be a head coach for as long as Mike Tomlin's been a head coach. You don't get to be as successful of a head coach as long as Mike Tomlin has been successful as a head coach without being able to take care of business in your division, regardless of how great the players are in your division. You're running around there with Lamar Jackson on one team, you got Joe Burrow on the other team, and your team still finds a way to fight and win those games. They can win them scoring, they can win them ugly and defensively, they win special teams, right? Like, you've got to be able to beat the teams in your division, and Mike Tomlin is doing that with this Ravens team right now on the Pittsburgh Steelers side of the ball. I'm curious to see what Russell Wilson looks like throwing the ball. This is a very, very, very gettable Baltimore secondary. It's been gettable all season long. I would hope for a big game from him passing the ball, but Pickens is out, so maybe they lean on the run a bit more. Now, and then it becomes a true AFC North December battle. I would need for some wintry mix to fall from the sky as well as we watch these two just hit one another, play in, play out, trying to establish field position. I look forward to this.
Forecast is clear, but 35 degrees, according to AccuWeather.
No, fix that.
I have a fun stat that has nothing to do with football that just came across my timeline.
What?
I didn't realize, I missed this last night in my scroll fest following the Grizzlies win. Did you know that no one has ever been a minus 42 or worse in less than 20 minutes of basketball?
Oh, really?
No one.
Well,
Except
somebody
for
has.
Draymond Green.
Okay.
Party of one.
I was gonna
Reservations for one. It's just Draymond Green.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Minus 42. That's so ugly. You ugly. I was going to say, in the highlight with him and Edie going back and forth, you smell like beef and cheese, but I didn't know if I felt too harsh. And I didn't know if people would get that deep cut Christmas line. All right, we'll take a quick break. We're going to find out if Mackenly Randolph is going to join us after a quick break. If not, we'll do a little Music Friday. Are the Memphis Tigers in trouble against Mississippi State? Because a certain musical artist has been pictured with the team. What are we doing? What are we doing? We'll get into that when we come back.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Grizzlies are just having fun out there tonight. Morant around a screen, bumped by Wagner. No look to Smart, lays it up on the window and in, and it is all Grizz. The Grizzlies have the fans on their feet at FedEx Forum.
Anticipate each challenge. Make a quick response. Capitalize on every opportunity. And win. Greatness won't wait. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
This team is doing everything that Taylor Jenkins and his coaching staff envisioned it could do.
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Somebody who really has done what they were supposed to do, or maybe wasn't expected to do, is Jalen Wells, the Western Conference Rookie of the Month.
What you're seeing right now is him showing that, hey, no matter where I was going to go in the draft, I was going to be ready.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Apparently, once upon a time, Larry Nance Jr. was a minus 45 in less than 20 minutes in a game. But
Party of two.
small company. Small company. Party of one, 0.0 rebounds, 0 assists, 4+ fouls, and 4+ turnovers. We can keep playing this game. We can keep it going. I did not know that it is snowing in South Bend. The
What does that
flakes.
matter?
It just matters.
Oh, okay.
It just means more.
I mean,
it means something.
It's Indiana and Notre Dame.
I know.
South Bend is in Indiana.
It's so fluffy.
Okay.
And the cars are lined up to get on campus.
Let's go.
I went to one of the most miserable football games of my USC fandom experience in South Bend. It was horrible.
Why?
We got our butt spanked. It was snowing. It was like 15 degrees outside. It was miserable. We had to take a bus back to Chicago, and there was a drunk girl on the bus who kept playing, oh God, what's the Marvin Gaye song?
Let's Get It On.
No, obviously not Let's Get It On. The primarily instrumental, like, why can't I think of the name of it right now?
I'm trying to think.
I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
Gotta Give It Up.
Okay.
And she was in the middle of the aisle of the bus. USC just lost by 100. I don't remember what the exact score is, but that's how it felt. And over she just goes, who put this song on? Who put this song on? Who put this? I, to this day, refer to her as the Who Put This Song On girl.
Is she okay?
She's a legend.
Is she making it?
I don't know.
I wonder what she's doing in her life.
I have no clue.
I need update.
But I know
on Who
she
Put
made
This
that the
Song
most
On, girl.
miserable bus ride of my life.
You didn't lose. Why are you miserable?
Because I couldn't drink. I was working. I was with all drunk people. I went with my friends, but I was working. I did some stupidest thing I did was work those USC football games because I wanted to be a serious sports reporter. And now look at me saying Feliz Navidunk. I didn't need to stand on the sidelines of USC Notre Dame 2014, 2013. God, times are times. All right, it looks like we're not going to get Mackenly Randolph. That's a bummer. That's okay. She'll be back. She's in the city. It was fun watching her and Zebo at the game last night. Her entire Louisville basketball team was in the suite behind where we sit for Radio Row, so they were in attendance. But they take on the Memphis women's basketball team on Saturday.
I'm just going to go check and see if she's down there.
You're going to go check and see if she's down there? Wouldn't Miss Yvette shoot us a message? Well, maybe Miss Yvette's not here.
Yeah, so that might be.
Okay.
I'm going to go check.
Okay, you go check. I'm going to filibuster on what?
Music.
I'm not quite sure.
Breaking Memphis.
Yeah, but that's a more fun go quickly. Run as fast as you can. Run downstairs. You're not too fat. Cardio. Do something. We could just watch the highlights again. Everything was good from the Grizzlies game against the Warriors. Jacob, in my ear, what was your favorite highlight? And then I'll share it with the people. Yeah, Jaws block on Draymond is right up there, I think, for the night's festivities. The two early steals from Ja on Dennis Schroeder. We didn't talk enough about Dennis Schroeder being back in that building. Dennis Schroeder wearing number 71 for the Golden State Warriors, and he was awful. It was his first game with the Warriors, his debut with the Warriors, as they are hopeful that he would be the missing piece. If you ask my Warriors-loving husband, who will now tell you that he's a Grizzlies fan, and he gets a pass. I don't care what any of y'all say. He doesn't have to stay on that side. He's mine. I ride with him. He rides with me. And it's his birthday, so we're going to let him be a Grizzlies fan because times are bad, times are sad for the Warriors. Highlights that I could not include because we have to keep them at 90 seconds so that they can be posted on social. But all of the highlights, or all of the threes that came in succession in that second quarter. Scottie Pippen Jr. had a big three. Jake LaRavia started 3 of 3 from 3, ended up 4 of 5 from 3 on the night. This move from Ja was awesome. We always get one of those sorcery plays, even if it's not a dunk or something traditionally highlight worthy. He makes every highlight worthy. Actually, I take it back. The Jalen Wells reverse dunk and then immediately pointing to Jay Huff, that was my favorite moment. And then them having the little moment together jumping in the air, because that is so representative of the chemistry of this Grizzlies team. They just know. They are on it. We have now seen reverses from, obviously, Jay Huff, from Santi, from Jalen Wells. I think we got one from Jaren Jackson Jr., from Ja, the big Ja dunk against the Celtics, which was a nice reverse. This is all the Grizzlies do. They just reverse dunk on people and beat the Warriors by 51 points. And as we mentioned, Grizzlies now 13-3 at home this year. After the abysmal year at home last season, it was a bad year all around, one that everyone would like to forget forever and always, but only winning 9 home games in the totality of last season, and now already having 13 home wins when it's December 20th. Those are the good times. We are back in the good place. This is how it is supposed to be. And it was this time last year that Ja finally was able to come back from his 25-game suspension. I saw somebody post either yesterday or the day before that it was the 1-year anniversary of the Pelicans game. And that game was awesome. And there was hope again for the Grizzlies. And then that hope dwindled relatively quickly after he only played a small number of games before having a season-ending injury. So ultimately that not working. Wow, CJ, you did it. You did it. You brought Zach Randolph in studio and his wonderful daughter, Mackenly.
He was standing there.
Look at you, look at you. Zebo, you can sit right here. You pick your chair. Or you can just support her. Good to see you, man. How are you? Hey, Mackenly. Right here. So they're just sitting in the lobby? You just let them sit in the lobby?
No. I was watching. We were trying to find it.
Oh, then, sometimes it's difficult to do. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. All right, sweet. So
I go downstairs just to see Miss Yvette is down there. She yelled at me about my hat because I can't go see her without getting yelled at.
Of course.
So she yelled at me about my hat and it was like, oh, Mackenly and Zach are here. Let's do it. Let's get it going.
This is the best Friday ever.
Yeah.
Grizzlies win by 51.
We've got. Right?
You got to see it.
I think that was a good luck charm.
In person. I think so. I think you've seen your fair number of games. Okay, I'm so curious for you because obviously growing up, Zebo's daughter, do you feel a certain kind of way about certain teams in the NBA?
Mackenly, pull the mic a little bit closer to you.
Closer to me?
Yep.
That's perfect.
I don't think so. No, not really.
Okay, so you don't. Grizzlies fans hate the Warriors, but you don't go into a game last night and you're like, wow, this is my least favorite team of all time.
But I knew we were going to win, so I was like, okay.
What was your favorite moment of the game?
Favorite moment of the game, definitely Draymond, and then they were getting a little tussle. Zach Edey. That was funny. That was cute.
That was cute.
Living for that. That was fun.
It was cute. So you're here because Louisville is playing against Memphis at FedEx Forum. Yes. You get to play on the court where your dad played so many games. What do you think that's going to be like?
I'm super excited. Like, honestly, just like the privilege to come back and play, like after all the blood, sweat, and tears on that court for my dad, and just even playing on top, like his jersey's on the top, retired. So it's like, I'm super excited for that.
You play prep in California at Sierra Canyon, right? But did you spend a lot of time in Memphis as a little kid?
Yeah. We lived in Memphis for 10, 12 years before I moved to LA. So Memphis is like home almost, for real.
Yeah. You have multiple homes.
Yes,
that's the cool thing about growing up, and especially in a situation for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have Memphis, you have LA, now you have Louisville. Wherever you end up at some point will be a home someday. Now I have to admit, like I was a little salty because I really wanted you to link up with Juju. I'm a USC grad, and I was like, oh, it'd be so great. So great if you went to USC.
It was almost close. It was close.
What was it about Louisville that made that the spot for you?
I think, honestly, the culture there, the fans, the coaches, the people, my teammates, like, it's really like a family. Like, if you go to Louisville, like, all of it is Louisville, the university. So it's like everywhere I go, and the fans love us. So I just feel at home, like another home also from home. So
did your dad try to make the push for Michigan State?
He tried, but not really. He knew I was gonna make the decision on my own. He was just being real supportive, whatever.
How much, was it always clear to you that you were gonna play basketball?
No, actually I played soccer.
Oh.
I played soccer a lot. Like for like most of my middle school, almost in high school, it was all soccer. I was like, Mom, I like soccer. I don't like basketball. I like soccer. But then once I started getting a little taller, I was a little taller than everybody on the soccer field. So I was like, yeah, basketball might be my thing.
That's where the genetics take
Yeah.
over and the advantage. Mine went the opposite way. I was like, oh, I'm never growing again, so maybe I should find something else to do in this life. Do you remember when you realized you were pretty good? Like, was there a moment that stands out to you where?
Probably 8th grade, middle school.
Okay.
When I moved to LA, and then I got the chance to play with Kobe Bryant's team. So that was like, I was like, oh shoot, like this is real. Like this is real basketball.
What was that like?
That was crazy. Like it was a whole different lifestyle. Like it was amazing.
What was the biggest difference that you experienced? You're in middle school, and things are changing, and you're growing up anyway. But then to make that jump from Memphis to LA to playing for Kobe's team, that had to be crazy.
The biggest jump was freaking waking up at 6 a.m., going to weight workouts and sand dune workouts and on the court workouts, doing 3-a-days. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like 15 years old, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, I've never lived this life before. Is this what it's like to play basketball? I was like, it's crazy.
So the Mamba mentality ran straight to the middle schoolers.
yes, ran straight
What
to
are
us.
sand dune workouts?
You know, like sand hills?
Yeah.
And you have to like sprint up, slides up, jump. Oh my God.
Those sound miserable.
It is. It's the worst. Probably the worst thing I've ever done. Like, honestly.
Where did that come in the 3-a-day structure? Would that be at the beginning, the middle, or the end?
In the middle. You probably
better
do,
than the end.
Yeah. Weight workout, and then you get on the sand dunes, and you go to the court. So.
Were any like big names in college basketball on that team with you that you've now grown up kind of around?
All my mama girls, we've literally played since middle school, and still to this day we talk to each other almost every day. So
you have a group chat?
Yeah.
Who's all in it?
It's all of us. So it's Amalia. Well, she was the youngest one, so she's still in high school.
Okay.
Kat Righeimer, she's at Northwestern. Annabelle Spot, she's at Chicago. Zoe, she's playing up in LA. I don't remember exactly where, but she's playing up in LA. And there was me, Annika. I think she's somewhere in Chicago also. And I think that was it. It was the core.
And you're all still playing.
Yeah, all still playing.
That's awesome. It has to be so cool for you to have grown up in the basketball world, and in the last couple of years, it feels like finally women's basketball is getting the respect that it deserves. Like no hotter club to be in right now than the women's basketball side of things. What has been the best part of that for you in seeing that gain of respect and the gain of attention with that?
Honestly, just being a part of it. Like it's like we finally get the recognition, and like everybody's watching our game now. So it's like, wow, like I'm a part of this new wave of women's basketball, and just inspiring the younger girls to play and be a part of it in the future.
Do you have any players that you most look up to?
I think my favorite player is Asia Wilson. Like she's amazing, all her accolades and just the way she plays. And Nafisa Collier, she had a great season. I love her to death, literally.
What's your favorite thing about their games that you try to emulate?
I think one thing I want to take from Fee is the way she moves, like without the ball. Like she's like great. Like the ball always finds her, and she's like not forcing it. In Asia's like she's so dominant, like on the boards, and just her energy and all of it. It's like it's mesmerizing to watch.
She's got the shoe.
Yeah.
She's got the Nike deal.
Yeah,
she's everywhere.
Shoes everywhere. Yeah.
How much is your game either like your dad's or not like your dad's? Like, has that always been a thing for you where people say, oh, that's Zebo's kid?
Yeah. I think in high school, it was like symmetrical. Like, it was identical. Like, the footwork, the post game, the face up, like, everything was the same. Like, I can't admit I kind of stole a couple of his moves. Like, you know. But
what's your favorite?
Jab. The jab step is a go-to. The jab step is a go-to. But now that like playing college, I would say it jumped a lot different. Now I'm on the wing. I'm expanding my game like in the perimeter. So I say that's the biggest difference.
When's the last time you guys played a little one-on-one?
It was, I don't even know. Like maybe last summer, and there's some footage out there that doesn't want to be released.
At what point in your life did he take it easy on you growing up, or was he always hard, like you got to earn this?
Like he claimed he took it easy on me, but I always beat him, and he still hasn't beat me. But he beat me one time. He was going hard. I was like, you cheating. He was cheating. But yeah.
He was cheating. Was he doing it? So I
you
was like,
can't post me up. He's posting me up the whole time.
yeah,
That's
like come on,
cheating.
stop backing me down.
Yeah,
though. I
he
played
was
my
cheating.
mom.
What am I
supposed to do?
I played my mom at like
bruh.
9. It was the last time I ever played my mom. My mom's not a basketball player, and neither am I, clearly. But she just started backing me down, and then she started hard fouling me. I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm like,
she's
okay.
not quick enough to stay in
Yeah,
front of me. She
I'm like,
started
okay.
like fouling me like Bill Lambier out there. I'm bleeding. I'm busted up on the pavement. Like, well, you're my mom. You're supposed to
I'm
love
like-
me, lady.
I'm like, no, we're not playing no more. But yeah, I beat him the last couple of times.
Are you a Grizzlies fan?
Yeah.
Like through and through?
Yeah.
Growing up, do you have a favorite all-time memory of watching this team?
Favorite all-time memory. Honestly, I don't have a favorite all-time memory, but I have like a favorite all-time like team with Mike, TA, Mark, my dad, Rudy Gay. Like that was probably like the best years of basketball in my little ages, because I would come here and just watch and just be like, this is crazy. Like this is real basketball. Like this. That's when I really started. to
How did
love
they
basketball.
treat you off of the court? Right, you're
Oh
a
my
kid
God,
coming to
yes.
work with your dad, and you're just bopping about, and you look up. Oh, it's Rudy Gay. Did you like say,
Yeah.
"Hey, Mr. Rudy, what are you doing?" Like, what was
Yeah.
that interaction like with
Like-
all of them?
Like literally all of them are like the best. Like they're so nice, so sweet. Like Mike was literally our neighbor for like a couple years, and I would just go over his house and play with his dog and mess with him. And like literally Mike was our neighbor. Mark was our neighbor too, and he had a daughter, so I would go over there and play with him. Like it was so fun. It was like a big family. And we always just hang out, Christmas parties all the time. Like it was perfect.
Wait, hold on. You said you'd go to Mike Conley's house, play with the dog, and mess with him. You would
Yeah.
mess with Mike Conley? You would just pick at Mike Conley?
Yes. If you ask him, like, we'd be like, hey, neighbor, just like knocking on his door, just being so
Did you ding dong
obnoxious.
dinch?
Yeah,
Mike
all
Conley?
the time. Yes.
That's legendary.
Like, be like, Mike, hello, what are you doing? And Mary, his wife, and they had a dog, Rio. He's so cute, so big. So I was like half the dog size. He was a huge German Shepherd. So I would love to go over there. And Mary, she's always baking and cooking, so loved it over there.
It's almost like they're neighbors, they're
Yeah.
friends. They're almost like uncles
Yes,
in a way to
literally.
you. It becomes such a family environment. Where would you watch the games? Were you in a box, in the stands?
In
Like,
the
did you like to be
stands.
around? You were right in the stands.
Right in the stands, same seats every game.
That's awesome.
I actually seen my my seat neighbors last night when we watched.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, when we were at the Golden State.
We got
game.
those good seats last
Yeah,
night.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. There is, like, not to toot the horn, but you are a part of Grizzlies royalty. Like, if there was a royal family of the Grizzlies, Randolphs are right in there, and so that means that you are forever a part of that mix as well. When you're watching this team, it's easy to shoot for the moon when you see them beat the Warriors by 51 points. You believe in them this year? You
I
think this could
believe in
be
them,
could be a special season?
I do, yeah. Zach Edey, Ja, like everybody's looking good. So.
Do you have a
I'm
favorite current
excited.
player?
Favorite current player? No, I don't have favorite. No,
That's the
right
right.
now.
All of them.
Yeah,
It's a
all
very
of them.
diplomatic
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Back on ringing and running Mike Conley, I can't imagine what that's like as a kid. So, like, y'all just walk me through how that plays out.
Honestly, it was just like a regular ding door.
Ding dong door ditch?
Ding dong door ditch. Like I
Just
don't
middle of
even
the
know-
day, just I'm gonna see what
Yeah.
Mr. Mike is up to.
Yeah.
Just push it in and take off running.
Yeah, like, I
It's
don't
like
even-
normal kid behavior, but your neighbor happens
It
to be
happens
Mike
to be Mike
Conley.
Conley,
Yeah, so-
and you just so happen to be the daughter of Zach
Yeah,
Randolph.
So I
Like,
was just like, oh, okay, what are you doing today? Like,
I was on the radio last night with Eric Hasseltine, and you popped up on the broadcast. He was like,
Uh-huh.
hey, I was in a commercial with her once when she was really, really young. But I feel like you probably have stories like that all the time from your childhood in
Yeah.
Memphis because you were so visible.
Yeah.
So like when you're back here, does it feel as if you're just constantly recognized with stories of the past?
Yes. Like literally, just walking through the FedEx Forum and seeing everybody that used to work there when I used to come to the games is like, oh my God, I miss you guys. Like, how are you guys doing? So it's always like that when I come back to the Forum. So it's like,
The ushers are the best part
Yes,
of FedEx Forum. Like, if
literally.
you're there at every game,
Yes.
they recognize you, you recognize them,
Yes.
and they become like the brightest spot. Everybody. I had a
Literally.
friend who worked here. Like, when she comes back now, she gets there early so she can say hi to all the ushers.
Yeah.
They're so friendly.
Yeah, they
it's such a
are.
friendly place to be.
Yeah.
So, what do you make of this Louisville team that you're on this year?
ooh, I feel like we got a good team.
Okay.
We're young, a lot of freshmen, but I'm really excited for the season. Like, start of the season, we went 6-5, not the best record that we could have had. We lost some winnable games for sure, but I'm super excited. We showed a lot of good things though.
Well, if you're anything like the volleyball team,
Oh my God.
that took down Pitt
Yes, let's
yesterday,
go.
took down #1 Pitt.
Yes.
Are you friends with any of those volleyball players?
Good. PK, shout out PK, guys. Good job.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
An awesome
Crazy
game. What's the environment like on campus? You said like you can really feel that the fans are all about it. Just how often are you recognized on campus? How much does that play a part in your daily life?
It's a lot. Like the volleyball girls, we see them all the time, and the basketball. Like it's a really like sport oriented school. So it's like really amazing to just like walk into class or walk down to the SAC and get some food and like see some teammates or see some other athletes. Like it's super cool. Yeah.
It'll be fun. We can't wait to watch you. Before I let you go, because we have you here, what's one thing about your dad that people would be surprised about?
One thing about my dad that people would be surprised about. He thinks he can sing.
He thinks he can sing.
Big on the thinks.
Does he have a go-to song?
Oh my God, I don't even know the name, but he plays it. What's that song that you always play? That one song. It's that old school song.
How does it?
Oh
Is
my
it
God.
legit old school or is it from like the 2000s? Because that's not old
It's
school. I refuse to allow that.
school. Like, I don't even know the words. I don't even know the name.
Do you know what song she's talking about?
It's that one song. You be like, oh, you don't know nothing about this. I'm like, I don't know anything about it. Like,
He's just shaking his head. He doesn't even know which song it is, but you know.
Yeah, yes, all those. I'm like, oh my God.
He thinks he can sing.
Yeah, I tell
All
him
right.
to give it up.
Maybe we'll hear Ziva sing one
Yeah.
day. Do you sing?
No.
Do you have a go-to playlist right now?
Yeah.
Who's on it?
Raw Wave, Moneybag, Lil Baby, great. Young
Beatles.
Boy, great playlist.
All right. Well, we so appreciate you getting up early with us
Yeah.
this morning, and we wish you nothing but the best. Obviously, we're pro Tigers here too, because we're in
Hey,
Memphis.
Go Cards.
But we're pro Grizzlies royalty forever.
Yeah.
So we'll be rooting for you tomorrow as well. Thanks for being here.
Thank you guys.
Everybody, thanks for joining us on this incredible Friday. Hey, I don't know if you remember, but the Grizzlies beat the Warriors 144-93 last night. You can celebrate that all weekend long. Grizzlies Hawks tomorrow in Atlanta. We'll be back on Monday. It'll be the week of Christmas. We got one show to start the week before it's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We will have college football playoff games to recap, NFL games to recap, all that, all the good times. We'll see you then. Bye.